Sugar is sweet, and sweet is generally a pleasurable experience. I mean, it tastes good. That's why there are so many people out there with a sweet tooth. And that's what we're getting into right now, the science behind sugar cravings. Let's get started. The primary reason that people crave sugar is just because they've made a habit out of eating sugary foods. These habits are formed because the hippocampus makes you remember things like taste. Then the caudate nucleus makes it so that you want to be rewarded by your behavior. If something is rewarding, the caudate nucleus and the hippocampus are going to make a habit out of it. Also, the insula makes it so that sensory experiences produce certain emotions. So if you taste something sweet, you might feel better than if you taste something bitter. Advertising preys on you like that. They want to make it so that your emotions want you to get that beverage. Also, if you're thinking of sugar, the insula will make you feel happy if you have some. Then it's going to make a habit out of that. It's also going to produce more dopamine and make you happier. Mental aspects make up most of why people crave sugar, but there are also some diet concerns that make them want sugar more than normal. For example, if you don't get enough protein in your diet, you're going to want sugar. Protein releases sugar slowly into your bloodstream, and so you get sustained energy in a graph that sort of looks like this. However, the protein does not give you energy right away, but it does keep your blood sugar up for longer. On the other hand, plain table sugar and the stuff that's in sugary drinks and candy bars, that will spike your blood sugar, but then it's going to make you crash afterward. If you don't get enough protein in your diet though, then you're not going to have a steady amount of blood sugar, and so your body is going to crave sugary foods so that your blood sugar does not fluctuate the way that it normally does. It wants to keep the sugar levels higher so that you have more energy. Another diet aspect is if you're cutting carbohydrates from your diet. Carbohydrates release sugar into the bloodstream fairly quickly, but they don't give you sustained energy. If you're very used to that, then your body's going to want to have a similar effect. However, if you're trying to break a carbohydrate habit, sugar is going to do the same thing. And so if you don't have the carbohydrates, then you're going to have the sugar. Aspect number 3 is that you might be getting poor sleep. If you get a bad night's sleep, that's going to affect the cerebrum, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for making more difficult decisions. If that part of your brain, that judgment, is impaired, then you're not going to be able to tell yourself to not have that candy bar or not get that pack of Sour Patch Kids. It's going to tell you to just do it. Basically, if you don't get enough sleep, your judgment gets impaired. Before we get to a few final points in the video, I'm just gonna ask you to subscribe right here. You can hover over my little icon and click on it, and it will have you subscribed. Once you've done that, comment below, and I will try to reply to your comment. These last few points are actually pretty self-explanatory. If you have clinical depression or are even just in a bad mood, you're going to be more likely to have sugary foods. This is because of what I stated earlier. The sugar literally makes you release dopamine into your bloodstream, and so it's going to make you feel better. However, that might not last. Also, if you don't have certain minerals in your diet, then you might want to talk to your doctor about that and maybe get supplements. Those mineral deficiencies can lead to your sweet tooth. Thirdly, calcium, zinc, chromium, and magnesium imbalances in your bloodstream can lead to you wanting more sugar, so that your blood sugar is higher. At this point, many of you are probably asking yourselves, well, what can I do about this? There are a few things to do. The first is going to be to get better sleep. Going to sleep a little earlier and trying to fall asleep faster, although not stressing yourself too much out about it, that will help with your mood the next day, and you're not going to want as many sugary foods that next day or other junk foods because you're going to be in a better mood and you're going to be able to make better decisions. The second piece of advice that I have for you is to lay off the sugary drink. When you put something in your mouth that's food, you have to chew it, and so it takes longer to consume those empty calories. However, when you're drinking something, it takes very little effort to do that. And since most drinks nowadays are packed with sugar, if you lay off of those, you're going to be cutting a significant amount of sugar out of your diet. The third and final piece of advice that I have for you is to eat more healthy. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I don't mean just to cut out the sugars. I mean eat more sustainable foods that will keep you going for longer. This is going to decrease your need for sugary foods. Instead of getting your sugar from a candy bar, maybe get it from a protein shake or some fruit. That will keep you going for a lot longer. If your primary source of sugar is your candy bar, then your blood sugar is going to be really high for a while and then it's going to crash. After it crashes, since your blood sugar is low, you're going to want more sugar. If you give in to that, you get more sugar, you eat more sugar, and then it repeats itself over and over again. All right, that's it for this video. Remember to subscribe and comment about it and I'll get back to you. And then just share it with a few people that you think might enjoy my content. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, thanks for watching.